I'm just consolidating in this column C, you see description. I'm just consolidating the inputs from the inspection report. Obviously, the inspector provides you with the report, photos. You can also buy a video, like with $50, $60. He's taking a video of the property. I'm consolidating all the inputs from the inspection, but not just like if there are any violations with the city, you see here city violations, then we are sharing with you the city violation report as well. In this particular case, you can see that the seller is to deliver city compliance. But in other deals, we might take the violations, and obviously we will negotiate the price respectively. The point here is that I'm working, this is like a working tool for me. I'm consolidating everything here in order not to miss any item. And what I'm doing is like for every item that we identify in the first stage, which is like collecting information from the private inspector, from city inspector, and also from our boots on the ground, you know, like if there are fridge, stove, and other cosmetics, there are not necessarily issues with the structure. So we are just consolidating all the inputs from the different stakeholders in the team. I'm doing that. This is part of the project management roles and responsibilities. So I'm doing that. I'm consolidating all the information and basically just fixing a suggested repair response for each item, like do, meaning, you know, put it in the renovation budget. No means we are still doing a cost-effective decision-making. We're not going to renovate each and everything. We're not going to make this a new house, so to say. And the allocation is just what we said, like, you know, if the roof of, you know, the structure or the garages are very old, or if the AC is very old, we are working and identifying those items well. What I'm doing here, essentially, you can see comments near contractor or comments inspector. I'm really working with them, asking questions, filling here the information, and I'm providing like my justification. Even if it's for yes, meaning do, or no, not to do, I'm explaining why to do it, why not to do it. And I'm reflecting all of this to the investors. I really believe like in, you know, managing with details and transparency. So I'm sharing like my work with the investor. But I would say the purpose of this practice is to basically build our calculations. For example, the renovation plan, everything that in my Excel, you know, I just screen the item in the do response. Then the next phase, meaning first phase was collecting information. Second is the estimations, what we do here. Third stage is the calculations. So basically what I'm doing, I'm not taking the property inspection report, you know, just handing it to the contractor, telling him like, tell me what to do. No, because then we lose control of the deal. I showed you that I am actually consolidating all the information. There is a free tool named Reevaluator that I'm just putting all the items from my stage 2 estimations and asking the contractor to price it. He can have a shared access, and he's just adding the prices. And you can see I'm also putting here like the categories. Why? This is a risk management task, meaning when I do it this way, it means the contractor is not just repairing or replacing the faucet, it also corresponds to the category 10 in the inspection report. And this way we take responsibility of the contractor closing end-to-end with the findings of the inspection. But investors told me like along the years we really like it. It's easy for us, you know, just look at the scope of work and understand why the items are here. And here it is, the contractor provides his pricing. Obviously, I'm checking it, that it makes sense. You can ask me questions. And now we have a proposed scope of work with, let's say, the entire project triangle, meaning the activities, the costs, and the timelines, or the plan. You see, it's 864. It's 864. We finished, by the way, here with the 10 because we proposed in this property, it was an upgrade. Sorry about the Hebrew. I need to go here. You see the renovation cost? So at the beginning, like it's based on the boots on the ground. After we do all the due diligence that I shared with you, it's based on the due diligence. And once we finish, I'm updating again, and then it's a final. So we are progressing. As we progress in the process, we are updating our plan. But we are managing the risks at each stage, as I showed you. And the point is that when we are, or when you are in the decision, in the go no go decision, which is the fifth due diligence stage, meaning we collected the information and you have all the reports from the different inspectors, etc. You have the estimations from what I've showed you in the Excel. You have the scope of work with the contractor proposed bid. And you have the updated plan, as you see here. Now you will have like renovation cost based on contractor scope of work with the updated figure. So now you can make an informed decision, and you can obviously ask me questions, Nir, what is this, what is that? But the point is that within these 7 to 10 days of the due diligence, we are providing you all of these materials to facilitate basically an informed decision-making on your end. That's the purpose of the process that I've. Thoughts, comments, questions thus far?
It's very organized and it makes sense.
Thanks. Great. So let's say that, we are past this point in the process and you get all this information. You say, Nir, I finished my questions. I saw the plan. I saw the scope of work. I saw the reports. It looks good. Let's proceed. By the way, we can also negotiate or we can fall back. Depends on what we find in the due diligence. Assuming that we are continuing with the process, now we are starting, I would say, the title work. So we have here the closing cost, and the title attorney is basically, checking that this is a free and clear title. You are transferring the purchase or closing funds directly to the escrow account of the title attorney, and they close the deal. They wire the funds to the seller, and they are doing the transaction in terms of the deed with the warranty deed and the title transfer to your ownership. That's the closing of the deal. Obviously, it's all the information is available online. You can just go into the county website. You can see who is the seller. Once the title work is finished, you can go to the county side and see that you are the owner of the property. We are helping with that. Like, here is the county website. Just click here. But I guess for you, it's really easier to grasp. But there is a lot of transparency, and you can verify all of this information easily for yourself. So great, you are the owner of the property. That's not the purpose of the deal. It is in order to generate the cash flow. So we are continuing. We have the plan from the contractor. We have the scope of work. So the contractor goes to do the work. Once the contractor is finishing the project, I'm sending again my boots to check the work. So he goes with the scope of work, marking like done, done, done on each of the items, taking photos, also taking videos. So basically what you get, like for each item, I can show you. We're basically uploading the scope of work to this kind of project management tool. And the nice thing here for you as a client, you're getting a view access to this as well as the investor. And the nice thing here that you can see, obviously you can track and see at each time point, you can get into here and see, what is your project status, what was completed, etc. And you see here, there are like photos. So there is an attachment for like the items, and you can see, like if it's finished, then you can see the photos showing like what was done with each item. So this is the way, we provide like evidence, proof that the work was done. And once the project is finished, I'm also asking my boots to just take a video, because sometimes, with the video, it's easier to get a feeling of how the property looks after the renovation. So we're also taking video for you. And now we're connecting it to property management. And that's actually, from this point onwards, property management actually is doing everything. They are advertising the property for rent, so if you go to Zillow, you can see the properties for rent with the photos of the property after the renovation. They are scheduling the showings, they are screening the tenants.